Welcome to episode 13 of the Organized Frenzy podcast about knitting. I am Natasha and I live in Welland, Ontario, Canada with my boyfriend Jesse, our roommate Fred, and our 3 cats. And you can find me on Instagram as Organized Frenzy, on Ravelry as Natasha Hillier, and I also have a Ravelry group called Organized Frenzy Podcast where I post my show notes. So I'm going to link to everything that I talk about there. And as usual, I am working on my Sock Memories blanket. And if you notice, I added the next color, or I started the next color. The next leftover bit of sock yarn. So let's see if I can hold this up well. It feels so awkward to hold this thing. So there's some ends that I haven't woven in yet. And this pink band that I've been working on forever is the biggest one. Look, this is like a giant smile. So this is my blanket, and it's actually, like, it's big, but it's small. In terms of a blanket, it's tiny. But it feels big because it's been a lot of knitting. Working on this so far. Oops. So here I am working on this green. And that was socks that I made for myself. So lots of memories in my blanket. Actually, there's an old finished object that I'm going to show you, socks, and that's my next color after that one, so it's kind of fun. I just showered and blow dried my hair, and it's a bit crazy right now. I didn't part my hair, so I got the like flowy thing going on. Not really. Oh, it's staticking now. I've touched it too much. Anyway, that's really weird. So I have lots of things to talk about. I'll first show you the old FO. I'm sure you can see it there. So this is how I dry socks. Whoa. So they're on, I just got cotton yarn and loop it through the hole that's there and then put the socks on the sock blocker. But I'll take one off to show you. It's going all crazy here, spinning around. So these are old Jessie socks that I knit while I was at that yarn shop called that I just went to, Spun Fiber Arts. While I was there, I got some sock blockers, and these are it. They are a large size, and I was like, well, it looks big, but maybe it'll fit my socks. Folks, it fits Jessie's socks. I'm in between a medium and large for my my own sized foot sock blockers, but I'm thinking I'm gonna get some from Etsy next. I've been stocking Knitting Left. I don't know what the maker's name is, but I think that's the next ones I want to purchase. And they're wooden ones, but these are NACO, I don't know what the brand is, but they're self-patterning, and actually it's funny how the division of color worked out for the heel, the fish lips kiss heel that I did. This little corner, but the actual heel goes all the way out there. And then a mini gusset here for his large feet. There's not much to tell. about the socks. They barely, like, I don't know, it's weird on these blockers. Like, it kind of fits, but it kind of doesn't. There, if I stretch it, it's a bit better, actually. Stretch it up. Big man feet. I don't even have one of my socks to compare, but my foot's probably like to here. So I do 72 stitches for Jesse's sock. His foot is like 12, 13. It's like 11.5 inches long. It's insane. It's a lot of knitting. The first pair of socks I did, cuff probably only went to here, and it looks like ankle socks on him by the time he puts them on. So this cuff I did longer. Actually, remember when I was talking about not properly knowing how to knit the length of my socks because like the stretch and everything? So those are actually a bit small for him. So I need to knit his socks even longer than that. So much knitting. Oh well. What do I have next? I worked on my What the Fade a little bit, but not really enough to show, so I won't bother with that. I'll show that another time. My beach cover up. It's not coming to the beach with me. Oh well. But I did lots of knitting on my Hermione's Everyday Socks. So this is where I was last time. I had just started, I think I had just put both heels together. So here's the front. And then here's the back. So the heel, let's talk about the heel. I did the Eye of Partridge. I'm trying to get the natural light in here. I did the Eye of Partridge, which I love. This is a free pattern and I will link it in my show notes. So there's a mini gusset. I don't know how well you can see. Mini gusset and heel flap and heel turn. The heel flap feels a bit small, like lengthwise. It's only like this. I don't know, it just feels a bit small. The first sock I did was this one, so I did the wraps and turns, and then I decided I didn't want to pick up wraps. I don't like that. If it's wraps and turns on something that's a garter, you don't have to pick it up because it kind of just blends in, but for this, you have to pick it up to close the gaps. So I actually ended up doing the Fish Lips Kiss Heel method for wrap and turn. You could do like a German short row or something too, and I liked that a bit better. Just felt a bit loose and wonky here. Anyway, so then I'm like holding up the socks and I'm like, this looks really square. Because look at it. It's like this wide, it's almost the whole width of the sock. I'm like, is this gonna fit me properly? But I've tried it on and I think it's okay. Like, it's hard to tell like without being finished with the project, but I think it's gonna be okay. But that said, I purchased another pattern, so this one's paid for. It's Sockmatician. He does toe up, heel flap, and gusset vanilla socks in the pattern. So I bought that pattern, Nathan from Sockmatician. And just going by the pictures, it looks more like what I want in my heel flap and gusset, so that's why I bought it. Because there's a couple other free ones that I want to try as well, but I'm going to try his, because I think I will based on how it looks, like I said. I think that's the kind of heel flap and gusset that I want. Just have water today. Pure vodka. Just kidding. So yeah, that's where I'm at with my socks, because I figured out what I'm gonna bring for vacation knitting. And there are socks that I'm bringing, so I didn't want to have my own sock project on the go and then another one. Like, I wanted to just kind of start fresh, so I'm hoping to finish those this week. If not, I think I'll bring them still, and then just bring the yarn for the other ones as well. I'll talk more about my vacation knitting in a minute. Actually, I'll talk about it now. I'm just looking at my notes here. So I am hoping to have those socks finished, but if not, I'll just bring them. The other thing I'm bringing is this, and this is like purpley, reddish, bluish. Why won't this focus? I'm trying to get it here so you can see. Anyway, this is Barocco Ultra Alpaca Fine. So it's a sock weight, and it's 100 grams skein. It's 50% Peruvian wool, 30% nylon, 20% superfine alpaca. So it's quite soft. This is going to be socks for my grandma. This color 12171. I like color names. I think they're fun, but sometimes there isn't. Anyway, so yeah, so this is socks for my grandma. And last time I was at her house a couple weekends ago, she was saying she likes the hand knit socks that I've given her, but the cuff is not long enough. She's a tiny lady. Let me just start by telling you that. So I'm going to do 56 stitches. I'm going to do a garter rib. So one row is knit and one row is, or second row is knit 2, purl 2. You just alternate like that. So I'm going to do a long cuff for her. I'm going to do garter rib, so it's got a bit of a stretch, a bit more stretch. And I'm going to do 56 stitches. And I'll knit them 2 at a time, of course. So I'm going to wind this up when I'm done and split my skein in half, like I always do. And I'm also bringing this. I got this a while ago. Just some sock yarn. It doesn't even have, the thing is stamped right there. You can barely see it. 526, I don't know. Nova Plus sock. 75% superwash wool, 25% polyamide. So this was going to be socks for Jesse, but every time I ask him, what, like, do you like the socks that I've made you? Do you want me to knit you more socks? I have 2 pairs for him. He's like, I want a sweater. He keeps asking me for a sweater. And Fred's favorite color is green, so I have this one, so I just figured I'll do this one for Fred. Looks like maybe it's gonna be stripy, I don't know, but I'm gonna divide my ball in half and put it into cakes when I'm done as well. So I'll be Fred. I'm gonna do the broken rib, or the garter rib as well for his socks. Just keep it simple. And I'm gonna do 72 stitches for him too. Yeah, I am. And I'm just gonna do Fish Lips Kiss heels for both of those. I'm not even gonna bother with a heel flap, mini heel flap. Just keeping it super simple. So that's the plan there. And the third thing that I'm bringing, the third and final thing, is a hat. And this is the pom-pom that's going on my hat. So I'm gonna knit the Moffat hat by Danielle Comeau. And she watched my episode last time and she said I said her name right. So I was happy about that. Anyway, so she owns Spun Fiber Arts in Oakville, and I bought the Moffat hat kit. So it came pattern, pom-pom, and 2 balls of this yarn. So it's Katia. Doesn't even say. Right there, tucked inside. Concept. Wow, cotton merino. So it's 70% cotton and 30% virgin wool, it says, but it's so soft. And it's like a mini I-cord, like the yarn. Like, I don't know how well you can see that. It's like a light baby pink. I don't even know if you're getting the right color. That looks about right, actually. It's got a nice halo on it. It's super soft, and the strand of yarn is like, I think it is like an I-cord. So I don't know if these balls have a center pull. No, I don't think so. Well, maybe. I'm not sure if I want to divide or to rewind the yarn. It's so cute in the ball like this, but maybe easier to pull from a cake than from this. So this is my Moffat hat. So excited. So I have a set of 16-inch circular needles, so I will just figure out what size I need. Gotta bring a little cable needle, but I think I'm gonna bring my fringe supply bag, or maybe I'll bring the army print one just for fun. Move everything over to the other bag, but then all my pins won't be on it. But what if my pins get tangled? Maybe I won't bring this one. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep the yarn for both pairs of socks. Actually, yeah, I am gonna bring the other bag. It's waxed canvas, so I think that'll be better with the sand, like it won't stick to it. I have a project in there, but it's gonna stay on the shelf while I'm gone. Anyway, so I'm gonna put the yarn for both pairs of socks in there and bring that. And then I'm also gonna bring my, it's like just a zipper wedge bag, but it's got like suns on it, and I think I'm gonna put the hat in there. It's a good hat size bag. But my aunt, who is taking me on the vacation, is allergic to cats, and my cat's fur sticks to everything, so I'm gonna have to take the lint roller brush thingy to it and make sure all the cat fur is off. So yeah. Now, speaking of Jessie and sweater knitting, I just ordered some yarn for a sweater for Jessie. So it was funny yesterday. He got home from work and I'm like, guess what I bought? And he's like, yarn. And I'm like, yep. And he just straight face just shakes his head, and I'm like, I'm making your sweater. Or I'm like, it's to make your sweater. And he's like, okay, that's allowed. And then he was like happy about it. He's been asking for it for like almost a year probably. So I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. I'm just a bit selfish with the knitting, but he deserves a sweater, so I'm gonna make that for him. It is, I just printed this out because I bought the copy of Rib magazine. It is the Patina Pullover by Hannah Fedig. Is that how you say her name? So I just wrote down what I'm using and I highlighted his size and everything. And I have the pattern printed out. I don't know where I'm going to keep the project. I think in my porter bin. So I'm gonna have to finish that beach cover up. I can't have a giant project not just like sitting outside of the porter bin. But it's 9 skeins that I ordered. It uses like 8 1/4 according to the measurements on here, but we'll see. So I ordered 9 skeins of Cascade 220 non-superwash. It's just regular wool, non-superwash wool. He's worried about the sweater being scratchy, but one, he's gonna have to deal with it being non-superwash because I don't want it to grow. He's not like a tiny guy, he's not huge or anything, he's just like your average male size, but superwash, I just don't want it to grow massively. And I think it's just gonna hold up over time better being non-superwash as well. So it may be like a little bit textured, but it's not gonna be scratchy, I told him. And it's worsted, so it's like super warm. So he's not gonna wear it that often because he's a hot body anyway. So it'll just be like super cold winter, and you can wear like a long sleeve shirt under it. Just gonna be about 1 inch of ease. I could give him some more ease and do a bit of a bigger size, but 5 inches of ease is too much, I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the size I have highlighted. So I ordered that yarn from Art of Yarn, and it's a local yarn shop in BC, so not local to me, but they have an online store. And the color that I'm using is called Smoke Heather, and it's kind of like a super dusty green, but it's heathered. Like faintest gray green. So I wanted to do green for him because he's got a lot of blue things, because he has blue eyes, so yeah, blue looks really nice, but I just wanted to mix it up a bit. I thought the green would be cool, so I wanted to do Forest Heather, which I thought was nice, but then they didn't have enough in stock. So I'm like, okay, well, what colors can I use for him? And I just started punching in 9 as the quantity and adding it to my cart. And I added like probably 4 or 5 in different colors. And then I went to look at the cart to see which actually added 9 skeins, and it was the Smoke Heather, so I went with that one. So I also got 2 other things, and one is a gleaner, so I'm excited about that. Not that I have tons of pills on anything, but it'll, I think, just be nice to clean up a bit on some of my knits. And then the other thing is I think it's made by Coco Knits. It's the leather stitch holder, leather cable stitch holder. And it comes with like a needle tip, so you just slip all your stitches on. But the cord is leather, so it comes with 2 smaller ones for the sleeves when you're knitting the raglan, or if you have to put the stitches on hold, and then a bigger one for the body. So you can try it on. So I wasn't gonna buy it. I don't knit a ton of sweaters, but I figured it would be a nice tool to have, and I do plan on knitting more sweaters. So it's not like I'll never use it, and I'm gonna use it for Jesse's sweater, so I don't know. I just figured I would rather get the stitch holder that I wanted now versus get it using scrap yarn and have to pick up the stitch. Like, you can knit right off of the leather cable because it's got a needle tip on one end, which is cool. There's like a plastic clover one. This is how short my hair normally is, by the way. No, maybe even shorter. I need a haircut badly. I'm doing that when I come back. Usually about here. Even shorter than this longest layer. Anyway, so yeah, so I got that. I think it's probably gonna come while I'm away. One, coming from BC, two, being a bigger order. I don't know. Not that there's many things to put together in it, but I don't know. I think it is just gonna come while I'm away. It's not gonna come by Wednesday because I'm gonna be gone Thursday, Friday from the house. So yeah, so that'll be on the way. I'll show you that yarn once I start using it. Yeah, so that's what I got. Two other things that I want to talk about for my spotlight section. One is this. So I bought a tin of Altoids, it's empty now, so that I could have a tin for knitting things when I was done. And it took a few months to finish them all. I do like mints in my purse, so it's fine. They are, it says Curiously Strong. It is. I don't know how they're so strong. They're very, very strong mints, but I really like them. I actually have another, there's actually still a few from this box I put in a smaller container in my purse, so this thing wasn't rattling around. But I have another Altoids box, and I got it from that specialty candy shop in Toronto when we were there after Montreal, and it's spearmint. This is peppermint, and I find peppermint makes your breath more fresh, but I like the taste of spearmint better. But the Altoids on the other box is raised, and I think around here is like raised too, whereas this is just flat. But yeah, so I bought this tin of mints so that I could put knitting things in it. It's quite deep actually. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to put in here yet. But I have that round plastic tin or plastic container that I showed you for my travel knitting notions. This is something else that I have, which I think I'm going to keep in my bin for my, can't even think, my blanket. But it's just a little pouch actually that my dad got from Mexico. And these are my little scissors that I got last time, or got when I was at Spun. It's not super smooth right where it opens and closes, but I think I have WD-40. So I think these are what I'm going to bring with me on my trip. They're embroidery scissors, so they're quite sharp. And then I just put my one of my extra tapestry needles in there, so that I could have something in that bin. It fits, like they're tiny little scissors. I'll leave it there. I put the end weaving in thing. I did a bunch for my blanket. But yeah, just gonna keep that little pouch in there. So I've always got a tapestry needle, and even if I don't have my little yarn scrap box, I can still weave in ends as I go. So the other thing is more of a question, I guess. Because I'm curious to know, when are you supposed to weave in ends? Sorry, something here caught my eye. It's a bit loose. Anyway, because right now I finish knitting my objects, I weave in my ends, and then I wash it. But I have heard that you should wash it and then weave in your ends. So I don't know. Both ways make sense to me. I don't think there's a right or wrong. Like, it's knitting, it's your thing. Like, you do whatever you want with it. But both ways make sense to me. So with the way that I do it, you get your garment like completely finished, how it's going to be, and then you wash it. And then once it's dry, it's ready to wear. The issue with that is with a bit of the friction sometimes, or like blocking and squeezing out the water and pressing and stuff, the little end of the yarn has adjusted or moved around a little bit, so then you have it sticking out just a tiny bit, which is what I've had on my Comfort Fade Cardi a couple times. Once after I washed it and blocked it and stuff, I had some of the yarn, some of the ends poking out. But then too, as I was wearing it, some of the ends started to poke out as well. So I just trimmed those and I'm fine with it. And then the other way around, where you wash it first and then weave it in, I think it makes it a bit easier to weave in the ends because everything's blocked nicely. And I was reading something, like I searched it today actually, but then I was reading somebody's like post about it, and they said, of course we know this, like that when the yarn is washed, it tends to puff up a little bit, and so you've got more grip. Maybe the fibers bloom a little bit, so you've got some more grip on your yarn when you're weaving it in. But I find I like the order of what I do better. Like, I want to just finish knitting it, weave in the ends, and then wash it as my last thing, because that part takes long for it to dry. So then it's, by the time it's dry, it's ready. You don't have to do anything else and sit there with it again. I don't think it really matters. I tend to excessively weave in my ends, so I weave and weave and weave more than I need to, I think. I just don't want the end to come out, but I don't think it will. So that's what I do, and I just wanted to see what your guys' opinion was and see what you like to do. Or if for different projects, like, do you do something else? Like for socks, you weave it in right away, or something like sweaters, you block first. I don't know. I don't, also too, like with the part where your end is, it can distort the knitting a bit. Like if you've joined a new ball in the middle of a row or a round or something, the stitches there tend to be loose. So that's why I feel like the ends need to be woven in first, so that when you're washing it, it's not like loosening it up and messing up the knitting at all. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I don't know. So that was my big question of the week. For Knittertainment, I have been sort of listening to Harry Potter still. I haven't a whole lot. I don't really know why. There's just been a lot of things going on this week. Like, we've just been watching some TV, and I've been watching some knitting podcasts. We've been watching Boy Meets World. Jane the Virgin, the newest episode, just came out on Friday, so I watched that yesterday after work. Yay, it's back. It's exciting. And oh yeah, podcast. So I've been watching, I just finished, I think, episode 5 of Die Another Day. So that's with Amber. Is her name? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking now. Yarn Enabler. That's her, like, username and her shop name and stuff. But is her name Amber? Christina is the other girl. She's the cozy knitter. She dyes yarn too. Anyway, I've been watching Die Another Day. And Yep, so I finished 5 episodes, and I just started like 4 days ago, something like that. Actually, I watched them while I was doing my nails today. So I did this blue color, and I trimmed my nails. It's always sad when I'd have to, but I had, what did I have? I think there was like a little like chip in one nail, and then a rip, kind of like, actually you can see, ow, because my nail is a bit deformed, you can't tell, on this side. I was either gonna have to repair the nail if I wanted to keep the length, or just cut all my nails off, because I can't stand a different length of nails on different fingers. So I just figured I would cut them off, start fresh. It seems like I do that every single time, but I need some new nail polish colors. I love this blue, and it makes me think of the ocean, and I wore that last time I went on vacation, last May on the cruise. It matches the water. I should have done like a light blue, because it'll be the Caribbean, and I'm wearing my Caribbean cruising shirt. Caribbean cruising. It's Royal Caribbean. I mean, it's got like a map of the Caribbean there. Not that I'm going cruising. Well, my aunt's calling it a land cruise, so I guess. But I was just getting some inspiration to do my packing and kind of go through my clothes and stuff, because that's what I'm supposed to be doing today. And I haven't even touched any of it yet. Because my mom and sisters came to visit today. We went to the Black Sheep Lounge, which is where Jesse and Fred work. Went there for breakfast, and then we just hung out a bit, and they played with my cats. And then I did my nails, and I had to get some stuff at Walmart, showered, and now here I am. So I think as I'm editing, I'm gonna be working on some laundry and knitting a bit and stuff. So that's kind of the plan for the rest of the day, because I worked 6 days last week. I work 4 days this week, but usually I take Monday off if I work Saturday. But this time I'm taking Friday, because that's when our our plane leaves for the vacation. So work 6 days, have Sunday off, and this is like my packing, getting ready day, and then work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But on Thursday I work an early shift, and then I'm just gonna leave straight from work to go to my grandma's house, because she lives by the Toronto airport-ish. Work is closer, like work is here, home's here, and then I would have to come back up. So I'm not gonna take basically another, yeah, it is. It's basically an hour to go from work to home and then back up. So I'm just bringing my luggage with me on Thursday and leaving from there, and then it'll be a bit closer to my grandma's house, shave off some of the travel time. Yeah, so that's the plan. So basically I have like 3 days left before I'm vacation mode, almost, sort of. I'm going to go to the mall after work tomorrow and just get a couple things, probably from like Old Navy, because they have some summer stuff out now. And I don't think I have enough summer clothes, because I haven't really done too much travel in the past couple years until last year. And then I was like, oh, I have a lack of clothes here, but I mostly just work. All summer I worked, so I didn't really bother getting any other new clothes. But then now, I don't know, I just felt like it. I got a dress and a shirt a couple weeks ago when I got a couple new bathing suits, and I think I might get some shorts and some tops or something. They always have good sales, that's why I like to go there. Just some like comfy clothes, because I mean, when I was younger I would wear like the jean shorts, and I can't really wear short shorts anymore. So a little bit more coverage is what I need. But yeah, just comfy clothes to wear while we're there. And I'm trying to decide which knitting I want to bring in my carry-on, but I think I might bring both. But then again, I might just bring one. I might bring just the hat, leave the socks, or I might bring the socks and leave the hat, or I might bring both. I don't know. So bad. I'll see how much stuff I have in my carry-on, and if there's room, I'll just bring both. Because I'm so indecisive. So, yep. That's the plan for the next like little bit or so. I'll probably, I think I'm gonna have to grab my luggage from the basement and start figuring out what I want to bring. Shoot, there's so much to pack all the time because it's a different season too, right? You have to go like dig out everything that you want to bring. But I'm gonna bring 3 pairs of shoes, and that's it. I'm gonna bring some Birkenstocks, some 4 pairs of shoes. I lied. So Birkenstocks, flip-flops, and dressy high heel shoes like wedges or something, and water shoes because my aunt got those for us if we go on the beach, because there's like bugs or parasites or stuff, I don't know, something, and it gets like into your, they live in the sand and it gets into your feet and you have rashes and it's itchy and it's like an infection. So anyway, water shoes for on the sand. So I'm gonna bring those. Beach bag I need to bring. I need to figure out, like, I'm probably gonna bring a book with me. Oh, I don't know, my summer clothes too. I gotta figure out like what I want to bring, and maybe bring my steamer because like things get wrinkly, or I'll just do the thing where I hang it up when you're showering and the steam kind of makes it softer. Like, it's a pain to think of packing, and then I hate unpacking when I get home. If I don't do it like right away, it's not getting done for like a month. So yeah, I gotta figure out the packing situation. But yep, lots of fun things. So that's the rest of my day. This week is gonna just zoom by. So, but then I get to be in the Caribbean, sorry, that's how I pronounce it, Caribbean. So I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to sharing what I've worked on with you guys once I get back, checking out my progress. Hopefully I will get a chance to knit a lot. I mean, it's what I love to do, so it's relaxing. Then on the beach, maybe my things will get sandy, who knows. But yeah, thanks for joining me for another week. Still don't know what's gonna happen for next week. I might film a bit while I'm like away, but it's kind of feels a bit awkward, so I might not. But yeah, bye. How sunny it is. Just as I finished recording, I've remembered something else that I wanted to mention, and it is gift knitting related. So like I said, I saw my sisters and my mom today, and I was asking my sisters if they wear their hand knit socks. My one sister, who's the middle sister, she says that she's scared to wear them because she doesn't want her cat to bite the yarn. And I'm like, can you please wear them? I put so much effort and time into those, because remember, those were the stripy ones, and I had to have 3 balls of yarn going at once, and I kept splitting, like I kept having to adjust it, and it was super annoying. So I'm like, can you please wear them? And then I was asking my other sister, the youngest one, and when she's at home, she just wears bare feet and slippers. So I'm like, well, I was gonna make you guys socks for Christmas this year, like using the stripy, like nice merino yarn, and I was like, but I guess I'm not, since you don't actually wear your socks that I make. So then I was asking them what they want me to make them, And my youngest sister didn't know, but I know what I'm gonna make her. I'm gonna make her a shawl using like one skein and some minis or something like that. And then the middle sister, she just wants a headband. I was like, that's it? Like, no, you don't want a hat? She said no, because she's growing her hair longer, and anyway, she just wants a headband. So I'm gonna do that. And then for my mom, honestly, she's fine with whatever, but I think I'm gonna knit her a pair of socks with some nice yarn. So for her, I think I'll get a stripy ball of yarn, or self-striping ball of yarn. But she doesn't have time to knit herself a lot of socks, or knit a lot anyway. So it'll be nice, I think, to give her a pair of hand knit socks. So that's the plan there. For a couple other people, I have socks planned and things, but I forgot that I just wanted to mention that briefly, so this is my little PS at the end. Okay, for real this time, I'm done. Bye.